Hello, this is Tini from the Norkia family Philippine adventure. With me is my son Christian Norkia. He's a born South African. He's my son. He's now in the Philippines. Plus minus more than a month, if I'm correct, né?
Yeah.
Yeah, more than a month in the Philippines, and I just want him to give some feedback on the experience of his trip. Singapore Airlines and Scoop, especially Singapore Airlines, flying from Johannesburg to Davao City. Christian, over to you. You can continue. Tell us what happened on the flight.
Okay, cool. Well, as anyone who has traveled before, everyone knows that traveling can get quite draining at times. However, my traveling experience was anything but just significant or usual. I mean, so I had two flights. So the first flight was from Joburg, OR Tambu to Singapore International Airport, and then my connecting flight was from Singapore to Davao, Philippines. So on the first flight, everything seemed to be okay. However, as soon as I got onto the flight and we started taking off, my phone that I had exploded. So I was using a Huawei P30 Pro.
Was it a real explosion or just started to smoke?
So at first it started to smoke. I still remember working on my phone, changing from one song to the other with my Bluetooth earphones. And as I was looking at my phone, scrolling through my phone, trying to decide which song I want to play, the screen went completely white and the whole phone went off. So I thought, it is quite an old phone. It's a second-hand phone. I thought nothing of it, just a technical error or technical malfunction. Let me just try to put it back on. And when I put it back on, yet again, same thing. White screen. However, at that point it started smoking out of the charging port.
And was very hot, the phone?
It was extremely hot.
Sure.
The whole screen went from white to fading black.
What make is the phone?
Huawei P30 Pro.
P30, yeah, okay.
So at that point I threw the phone down and started stomping on it, and that's when it actually started exploding and burning up.
And the people around you, what did they say? Was there some reaction
there
from
were
their
quite a couple of reactions. Luckily I was sitting alone in my own seat. It was the people next to me, in front of me and behind me that had the biggest reactions.
Like an anxiety attack.
Like they thought I was a terrorist.
Okay.
Like everyone seriously thought I was a terrorist, like I was gonna blow up the plane. I was
I can imagine.
stomping on the phone, and the whole thing caught alight. The battery pack actually caught alight, and at that point the flight attendant tried to move me out of my seat to get me away from the area. There was a big burn mark inside of the mat where I was sitting.
On the mat?
On the mat, in the plane, yes.
Oh.
And at that point, everyone around me was in a state. The flight attendant took me to the back of the plane and tried to get a new place for me to sit. So they got me a new place to sit. They took my phone. I asked them, look, I know my phone is broken, but may I please have the SIM card back, because I have a whole bunch of very important Gmail accounts and a whole bunch of other
but what
accounts.
now about your e-travel, Philippine e-travel?
I'll get to that now.
Okay.
Right, so at that point the flight attendant started coming up to me and asking me questions. They actually had a notepad and a pen and paper asking me what model of phone was it, what's your email account, what's your number, where are you going, address, we want your address and everything. And I never questioned what all of this is for, because I don't really.
But what address did you use? South African address or the Philippine address?
Philippines address.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Of course, because if they want to send my things back to me, they need to know where I stay.
Yeah, they need to know where you stay. Yeah.
And
Okay.
I asked them if I can get my SIM card back at least, and they said no. When I asked them how come, the first flight attendant told me that it's already damaged. When I know that it, even if it was, you know, at least show me so that I can see. But it was at that point
maybe
that,
melted or skew was. Yeah, okay.
and at that point everyone everyone looked at me funny. I felt so horrible sitting at the back of the
And
plane.
maybe you had some heavy, vicious looks from all the passengers.
Yes, yes.
Lucky you went for a haircut. If you not went for a haircut, they would look double suspicious at
Yeah, they would probably think, who's this fucking criminal sitting at the side?
you. Okay,
But
and
anyway.
what happened next?
After that, you know, I already had a horrible, horrible experience because at that point I realized that my e-travel was on that phone. And the e-travel is what I needed to get into the Philippines. I didn't have a printed version of it. I only had it on my phone. That is what I had to present to the immigration officer before entering into the Philippines. So I was kind of panicking at that point. And just, you know, feeling all of that panic, I was just like, you know what, I'm not going to stress about it. I know that I'm clever enough to make a plan.
Yeah.
So when we eventually got into Singapore, I waited for a good 8 hours before getting onto my connecting plane. However, when I got onto my connecting plane, before I got onto the connecting plane, I met another foreigner outside of the gates.
Somebody you don't know.
Somebody I don't know at all.
You just met him on the airport.
But because I have very, very good social skills, I'm a very extroverted and chatty person. I walked up to him, I introduced myself, I started getting to know him, started telling him my story, and he gladly understood. And he told me, okay, well, here's my tablet. Do your e-travel over on my tablet.
So he allowed you to do it, redo it.
Yes.
But
under certain conditions, because obviously he thought that I was I'm trying to scam him and I'm trying to run away with his tablet. So I told him, okay, since that is the case, right? Once we get to the gate, you can use your phone, stand with the tablet behind your back like this.
Yeah.
Right? Or if you want, I can go in first, or you can go in, but let me stand behind you.
Yeah.
Because if you do suspect me that I'm going to run away with your tablet, you can scream to the security.
Yeah.
And he obviously accepted that.
Accepted.
So that worked, 100%.
But how did you guys exchange the tablet? Because he first have
So
to...
he had his e-travel on his phone, right?
Oh, he done
was
his phone
standing
first.
in line.
Okay.
And he handed me his tablet like this behind his back. I was standing right
So his
behind him.
e-travel was on the phone and yours on on his tablet.
Yes.
Okay. But you done the tablet already before you left South Africa.
Yes.
And that
You can redo it.
Yeah, so you can redo it. It's interesting, huh? Yeah. Okay.
So luckily when I got through to the other side of immigration on Singapore onto the airplane, the second flight, well, the manager of, I think it was the manager.
Scoot, it must be Scoot.
It
because
wasn't Scoot, it was Singapore Airlines.
Is it?
Yeah, the manager of Singapore Airlines, before the plane even took off.
That was now on your way to Davao.
Yes, so before the plane even took off, the manager walks aboard on the plane, stops all of the flight attendants, and walks right up to me. And everyone already knows what happened to me because some of them have been on the same starting plane that I came from. And yet again, I get all of the looks. And the moment this man walks up to me and says, Mr. Christian?
You're guilty.
Yes, sir. Can you please step aside and come to the back of the plane? I would like to discuss something with you. So, shit. Okay. So we make our way to the back of the plane, and here I thought this guy was going to interrogate me badly. And then the first thing he asked me, "Are you okay?" I heard about your trauma on the first plane, and from Singapore Airlines, I would like to humbly apologize for that.
Yes.
I hope you're okay. Do you have contact with your parents? Do you have this? Do you have that? And it's so nice to know that he actually cared.
Yeah. So he was more in a caring mood and not
Yes.
like accusing you for.
No.
Okay.
Then I asked him, what's happening with my phone? And that's when I found out that he said that, look, we know that you're not a terrorist, but we are investigating your device. Your Google account, your phone number, your whole device is under investigation. We need to make sure that you're not a terrorist. Because if that clears that you're not a terrorist, we are going to take Huawei to court. So they are actually going to be making a lot, because there was a case like this before where a phone exploded. I think it was a Samsung A something that exploded on an airplane in a gentleman's pocket.
In his pocket.
In his pocket.
Yes.
And that caused major burns, I think third-degree burns.
Can imagine.
And
it's
of
dangerous.
course, Samsung went straight to court and they lost big time. They had to pay out a lot of money.
Yeah.
So I think Singapore Airlines already know about the story and they're going to capitalize on it as well.
Yeah. Well, interesting what you mentioned now. I read yesterday on the news, Google News. I think it was in Google News. A plane had to do emergency landing due to a phone that exploded on the plane.
Yes.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know what phone it is, the detail I don't know, but I just saw that they had to do an emergency landing. Yeah, that's interesting. Yes. So how you felt? You could enter the Philippines?
Yes. So I was, throughout that whole deal, I was feeling so frustrated, drained, and just a slight bit of hopelessness. But at that end, when I met that gentleman that helped me,
You felt not good.
I think he just took the ease off, not just by helping me, but just by talking to me and getting to know him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a really nice guy.
Is he a Filipino?
No, he is also a foreigner. He is Jewish, from what I know. He came to the Philippines not for family or pleasure.
Okay.
He came here for religious purposes.
Oh, okay, I understand.
Yes.
Okay. No, that's good. That's nice. If we ever could meet this guy, but you don't have his contact detail.
I wish.
We'd
I didn't even
love
have
to
a
say
phone.
thank you to him. Really, if it's not for that, you've got to have all the troubles with the immigration also.
Yeah. No, that guy was really a blessing from God at that
I
moment.
just want to mention something. I don't know if I must, but I can. The first time you done the e-travel, it came out as red because you made a mistake. So the second time you filled it in correctly, it was green.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So regardless whether or not my phone blew up or not,
They would have given you a bit of trouble.
I think it was a good thing that.
No, it's a
I redid
blessing.
it.
Blessing in disguise, yeah.
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 No, it was
Okay,
really-
and arriving at the airport?
Oh yes, here was the cherry on the cake. Absolute
this one,
cherry on
we
the
are
cake.
quite guilty. Me and my wife is very guilty on this one.
I was so at this point, like I've already been through enough trauma, right? I went through a lot coming, just getting there, and as soon as I get there, I expected my family to be waiting there at the gates with
Exciting.
open arms and happiness
Banners.
and joy. Welcome, Christian. No, none of that. Instead,
Nobody.
Nobody was even there. I thought that they would be nice enough to get me a taxi driver with my name like on the side.
No.
There was none of that.
Follow me.
I was wandering around like a lost fart in a perfume factory looking for. I even tried to call them. I had to borrow a phone from the security guard. I think phoned my mom's phone 24 times with no answer. It rang, but no answer.
Okay.
So I was quite frustrated at that point, and I thought to myself, okay, I'm gonna get a taxi. I don't know this address. They probably know the address. I had the address written on a piece of paper. Only to find out that they would have sent me to the wrong place.
Yeah,
Because the
the
address
suburb
wasn't
is
right.
wrong. The suburb is wrong.
So as soon as I get into the taxi, I tell him, I don't know this place all that well. Can you take me to this address? So as we are driving on our way to the wrong address,
I just want to come in here. As they left, we arrived. Remember, I'm married to a Filipino, and Filipinos is always late. They cannot be on time. So we were late. And we just met one of the ground staff of Davao Airport. And this guy said, yeah, I know this foreigner. I saw this guy. He just left in a taxi. And lucky he had a taxi driver's number and he could find him.
It's not the taxi driver's number. They had radio communication with all of the taxi drivers.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
They signaled all of the taxi drivers saying, there's a foreign man here with a Filipino wife looking for their foreign son. Has anyone seen a white male foreigner? And then the guy radios back in the taxi. Yeah.
He's with me.
He's with me, it's fine. And then they told him, bring him back. And then he told me, yeah, your parents are waiting for you there now. I was like, oh.
3 hours late.
Right on time.
3 hours late. Yeah, we have to apologize about that one.
Honestly, I was quite angry at that point, but when I saw you guys, that anger just disappeared, and it was like, I'm just so happy to see my family again.
I saw that when the taxi was Christian stopped there, when they turned around and stopped at the airport, that look out of the window, that face told me I'm very upset. But it's nice to see you guys. Yeah, no, I must say sorry for that one.
No, don't.
But it's also it's nice to have him here. So how do you experience the Philippines so far?
It is absolutely amazing. The food here is brilliant. The people here are super friendly.
Yeah.
And the way of living here is actually not as bad as what I thought it would be. It's not even bad. I miss the cold showers. I love the cold showers here. That immediate shock of the body and relaxation afterwards of the muscles. It's so therapeutic for me.
And you've not even been here 2 or 3 weeks. You got a girlfriend already?
Yeah, she's actually calling me now.
Okay, but no, Christian, thanks, and we just want to wish you good luck here in the Philippines, because you also want to build a future here.
Yes.
Because just to explain, we cannot go back to South Africa. That's our country, South Africa. South Africa is you can answer that quickly. South Africa is a very violent, crime is high. So, and he already had experienced 2 robberies before he came to the Philippines. So it's
plus the economy has gone straight
down.
The
economy is the living cost is very high, and it's not safe. I cannot take my 3-year-old daughter and my wife to South Africa. That's why we're building a future here in the Philippines. And as you already seen, we've got the house with a boarding house, 7 rooms, and also a shop, and it's doing quite good. I expected not so fast growth in the shop, but it's doing very well. So we're very pleased, and we can just thank God for it. But Christian, thanks for the interview. You must take care, and I see your girlfriend is on your back.
Yeah.
So you must come and meet her.
Where are you?
Thank you.
You must come eat.
Yeah. Thank you for everyone watching. Please push the subscribe button. I need subscribers, and give me comments. Give me comments, please. I need some comments and likes. Push the like button, and thanks for everything. We talk again later, and God bless. Bye bye.
Bye guys.